Redbank Gorge, Rocky Bar Gap, Hilltop Lookout. My name is Matt Brown, and this is part 2 of my Larapinta Trail impressions and review series. Redbank Gorge lies in the west and makes for a first great detour. Rocky Bar Gap is the first time I crossed the heavy tree range and has a water tank and campsite. Hilltop Lookout was my camping spot of choice though, due to its fantastic view. More about that later. And there's of course always Mount Saunder. Day 2 started with a little detour into Redbank Gorge. It's about 2.5 kilometers return. And I was quite surprised. I'd been there 11 years ago, and back then it was completely dry. And it didn't look like much, to be honest. But now there was quite a bit of water in it. And with that, lots of birds. I even saw a little duckling and a little fish. And it just amazes you how those animals get there and know about the water. It's just fantastic. So yeah, a very nice little detour or sidetrack. Also can be accessed from the road. Yeah, would definitely recommend that. Day 2 out on the Larapinta Trail. Lots of spinifex here and low trees. It's gonna be a relatively short day today. It's supposed to take 3.5 hours, and I think 12 kilometers or so to Rocky Bar Gap. Let's see how that goes. First day with the pack on. Has been a while since I've had a bigger pack, but so far so good. After the Redbank Gorge, I headed east. It's always going to be east from now on, always towards Alice Springs. It's a fairly easy day, just 3 hours or 3.5 hours. I think about 12 kilometers. It's not the most exciting scenery. It's a lot of bushland, little hills. Mount Saunder is looming most of the time to the left until you're past it and get to Rocky Bar Gap. There's no bar there. Very disappointed. Would have liked a drink. Just kidding. Surface, day 2 was easy. Signage was excellent. So far all the signage has been excellent. I don't think I would rate anything here less than 2 stars. It's very nice scenery around. So yeah, a Redbank Gorge to a Rocky Bar Gap. 2 stars. So once I got to Rocky Bar, I had about 3 hours of daylight left, and decided it would be a nice idea to walk up to the Hilltop Lookout for nice sunset and sunrise views of Mount Saunder and Mount Giles. So there's no water up there, so you've got to carry what you need for the evening, you've got to carry what you need for the next day. So I quickly filtered some water and then went off. That's really the first gap you walk through if you're walking west to east. And it's quite something really to go through one of those gaps. You come from this open plain and you get into this narrow space which always feels special in the desert. And once you get through this shadow and you get into this different landscape all of a sudden. Like on the outside where I came from, lots of spinifex and low trees. You get through, all of a sudden there's a grassland. Very different in this pound back there. It's been in a hurry, so I pushed pretty hard to get up there to be able to set up camp, to have dinner, to take photos, to take time lapses. I wanted to have at least an hour up there. I think I got up in 1.5 hours. 350 meters of climbing and about 5 kilometers with an extra 2 or 3 liters of water for the next day. Well, not bad. Just had to push a bit for that. The top's amazing, right? You have those wonderful views. You just see how you see the land unfold with the evening sun and the morning sun. Like you see all the shades in there, and during the day it all looks flat, and then it all of a sudden you see where the ridges are, the hills are, the little gullies, the little creeks. It's very nice. Sunset was, as I said, was very nice. Of course, the view of Mount Saunder isn't that great. You just see it as an outline because the sun sets right behind it. Mount Giles, while it's nice, it's not as impressive as Mount Saunder. It doesn't have those big cliff faces, at least from the side I saw it. I wish I would have had like an extra hour up there, like 2 hours before sunset would have probably been good. It was a bit of a wild goose chase, heading around, finding a nice camping spot, setting up the camera to do a time lapse while I set up camp, changing into the camp gear, cooking food, setting up the camera somewhere else, taking photos, and all at the time trying to actually enjoy the beauty up there. So an extra hour would have been nice. I just should have left a bit earlier that day, but I kind of left that decision to when I got to Rocky Bar Gap, and yeah, I still made it. I'm happy about that. Night, of course, was a bit windy up there. It's fairly exposed, but it wasn't very cold. No, but not at all, actually. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave any questions or thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.